Hey guys, welcome to what is hopefully going to turn into a bit of a series on its own. Watch a lot of people currently for video game stuff, news and opinions, and all the things because obviously Switch 2 is on the way. Got my Mario Kart shirt on that is almost shrunken so small that I can't wear it anymore, but I at least got it on for the first of these that I'm gonna just basically call what, as you saw in the intro, Super Switch U, because everybody's got some kind of a channel name, and even though I'm not gonna officially change the name of my channel, when I go to talk about games, I'm gonna have that intro. It's gonna be set up very much like that. Sorry, son's in the other room and he's screaming at the TV. I guess something about Mickey Mouse is just not sitting today. Um, but yeah, so it's not like a topic today. Just being the first one and trying to really introduce this, I kind of wanted to just give my overall thoughts and feelings as far as Switch 2 Direct that happened a week ago. Actually, yeah, it was exactly a week ago today. Um, so on the direct and the postponed pre-orders, which was absolute crap. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. Um, and then I want to make sure I got that right in the right place. Just some of the other things that have happened since then, stuff like digital key cards and all the things. Um, let's go ahead and just start with the system itself, which I'm absolutely excited for. Really don't know if I'm going to be able to pay for it because I mean I've got my family, my wife and my son, and now we've got another baby on the way in August. So dropping $550 just on the system, and then like I do all my games physically because I hate digital. So another $80 on top of that because the bundle is digital cart only and not physical Mario Kart, which is really disappointing. But uh, so yeah, like I've totaled this whole thing up, and it's like over $600 just for the two things. And then of course you have to have a case because I need something to keep the babies out. So and I've obviously dropped some things in the past, so I can't just not protect the Switch 2 if I'm gonna drop $600 on that and Mario Kart and everything else. I need it together. Even though I think GameStop's got a $20 one that's got the weird little rabbit thing on it. There's not good cases this time. I just want to say something about that real quick. Like Switch 1, when it launched, there was at least one good case because I still have that case and I would show it, but I'm realizing now that it's not here in the office playroom that we've made. It is actually back in the living room, and I don't want to go back and get it. Um, but it was nice. It was a zip up, just a real simple case. Breath of the Wild on it, so it had a picture of Link and all the uh, weird designs and whatever, and it could hold the cartridges in the little slots instead of being like a plastic crappy little case. It had the slots in it. I liked it, and it holds like 10 games, 12 games without seeing it. I can't honestly remember. Hey Logan, I see that you want to come join, but unfortunately Mama said you can't be in the videos yet. So sorry you guys can't see him yet, but maybe in a few years we can renegotiate that and maybe get him in some videos. Um, I got sidetracked, but as far as the system itself, though, it looks really good. I mean, I don't need the mouse thing because I don't do PC gaming, and so like it doesn't make a difference to me. The camera stuff wasn't super important because I don't do a lot of the online stuff either. Usually, we just get the guys together if we can, and we play in person. Um, and then what else? Oh, the built-in microphone. Like I don't need that either. So a lot of these things didn't appeal, and the higher graphical resolution and processing power, I've never cared. If you have a good game, it doesn't matter what it looks like or if it runs the best possible way. If you have fun with the game, that's what's meant. Oh, hold on. You okay? Gotta be careful, buddy. Gotta be careful. Sorry, he fell. Um, not hard enough to be a concern, just hard enough that he definitely noticed. Um, what was I saying? Right. So a fun game is a fun game, and so it doesn't matter. None of that matters to me. I'm actually just more excited about the possibilities and the prospects of future titles, right? Because with the Switch 1, my game collection's massive, even after trading stuff in multiple times just to get certain things in desperate times. But just the fact that it was region free, so we could get all the import stuff that we didn't get here, stuff like the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, which I still don't have, but I would like to have, where it would play in English, and you have uh, the Devil May Cry collection, which I got, and I didn't get into it. I tried. I tried with the first one, and I couldn't. And then the other ones were download codes, and it use those codes unless you have an account for the country that it came from. So it just had the one. Imported Onimusha, didn't keep it. Got Kunio Kun World Classics, whatever they called it. The first possible way to get the Double Dragon games. And then they released a Double Dragon collection. So that was great. That was, slap in the face. Because I don't know that I cared about any of the Riverside Boys or whatever the game was called. Obviously, I have the Japanese one, and like it's sort of in English, but not really. So point, the import games, you have all the stuff that Limited Run is doing, Super Rare, all these other companies. So like a massive chunk of the games that I care about from all through gaming history, one place. All of them on Switch 1, or at least a good chunk. And yeah, I get it. Some people didn't like how Super Mario 3D All Stars was, but I was ecstatic. I'm still ecstatic. I played through all three. I've started going through Mario 64 again because I love that game. And yeah, it may not be the best way to play it, but you can. You can play it. You can own it physically and play it, and I love that. Um, that one, and Sunshine and Galaxy, and like there's massive chunks of these collections, especially the Wii U collection. For anybody who didn't know, I bought a Wii U. I was there at launch, GameStop, Shawnee, Oklahoma, day one, and I loved the crap out of that system. It was one of my favorites until Switch did basically everything the Wii U did, just a little bit better because you didn't have to be tied to the system. So, um, sorry for the pauses. This is really not scripted at all, and none of these are gonna be. I'm just talking all the things that I'm thinking at the time that I'm thinking them. But yeah, so the Wii U's library, we have so much of that ported over, whether it was Nintendo's titles like Mario Kart 8, Hyrule Warriors, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which was, in my opinion, probably the best game on the Wii U, and we got it. There were third-party stuff, so with the Batman Arkham trilogy, you got Arkham City, and that was on Wii U. You've got Lego City Undercover, which was Wii U. A lot of these things that were started as exclusives, like Rayman Legends was supposed to be exclusive, but we got that on literally everything else, and it's there. Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta 1. I could go on. I've looked it up, even on the stuff that I don't have, and you got like 50-ish titles from that library. You've got chunks of the Wii library. You've got chunks of the GameCube, the N64. Hell, we got Mario RPG from the Super Nintendo redone. It may be the only thing from Nintendo from the Super Nintendo era, but we got it. So uh, it was awesome. That's why I loved the Switch. And with Switch 2 being backwards compatible, all you're really doing is adding to that. You're just piling on the titles that you can play. So you're going to have your Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, even though we didn't get the first one. We're going to have a sequel to it, so you're getting sort of that experience. And then anything that they could possibly do at this point through its lifetime, you're going to have all of that, plus the massive library from Switch 1. So what's not to be excited about there? So, yeah, I have to make sure he's okay, because he's hanging out here too. But yeah. So like the direct itself, there were games I got excited about. I've been excited about obviously Mario Kart, even though it's $80 freaking. It's like they don't want me to ever buy it. I do plan to do a video later on my opinion on as to why, because we don't have good answers for why. We got the explanation, but I've got theories on why some of these things are now more expensive and why it's probably going to be expensive going forward. And but I'm gonna stop myself, because that is a whole different discussion. There was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Super excited, especially I watched bits of the Treehouse Live presentation, and holy crap, that looks freaking amazing. Just destroying everything, just start punching at the ground, and you find the mines and looking for gold, the gold bananas. It looks awesome. And then there's obviously some kind of a story on top of that with the little pet rock that you get and all that other stuff. It looks great. New Hyrule Warriors, Kirby Air Riders. I was excited about Super Street Fighter 6. I said Super Street Fighter 6, whatever the title was. It should be Super. Until the pictures came out, and now it's a game key card, and I probably will pass on that. But Final Fantasy VII Remake. Stuff. I don't know. Cyberpunk looked interesting when they first announced it, and still kind of looks interesting. Yakuza. There were things. Okay, so fine. Four games, and I'm gonna somehow justify to myself to spend $450 on this thing. But yeah, so overall, I think it was a good direct. It showed off what it could do. It showed off the possibilities. I'm trying to remember what else I said I was going to talk about in this one, because we've hit a good chunk of time already. Yeah, okay. So the freaking pre-order thing, right? Uh, yeah. Oh, that made me angry. Like the night before, literally the night before they said that they were postponing that because of tariffs, I had just figured out how to do all of this. Part of it's because of my amazing wife. She had already been putting back $25 out of her paychecks to surprise me with it and buy this thing. However, neither one of us were expecting $550 plus, or 400. At this point, it might be 550. $450 plus. But with everything she was going to get up to the point that it released, we were going to have about $250 to this thing. With the backwards compatibility and the fact that she doesn't want to get rid of her Switch 1, which is fine. I support that, especially with the fact that there's two of us that are going to want to play both. We only need one then. We only need one Switch 1. So I'm going to trade mine or sell it to my brother, whichever comes first. uh, because he has 5 kids, and not all of them have the full Switch. At least one of them still has a Switch Lite. So maybe. If not, I've heard GameStop was gonna do a pretty good deal. I say pretty good because I feel like it was $125 before they announced Switch 2 that they gave, and then they dropped the price, and then now if supposedly if you trade in a Switch 1, either version, towards the pre-order of a Switch 2, then you get $125. So there's another 125, and that would be 375 out of 450. And if I have to wait on Mario Kart, it's not that big a deal. But I did have a stack of games that were going to go for the cause. See if I can flip that where it's. Yeah, I was gonna shave a little off the top of the collection and make it happen. And they've got the extra 20% towards new things, and so all you got to do is like put that towards something, and then swap your pre-order towards the Switch 2, and or once the Mario Kart 8 pre-order opens, you just put it all towards that until you have an excess amount, and then you just drop all the rest of it on the Switch 2. Point is, like, it was gonna get covered minus maybe $20 at the end. Like I could figure out $20. I could go out and do Moose stuff for $20. If you don't get that reference, go watch Family Guy. I think that was Family Guy. Could have been Cavalcade of cartoon comedy. It was a Seth MacFarlane thing. Um, but I had it. I had the whole thing figured out. And then he drops stupid tariffs. We won't go political, but stupid tariffs. Stupid. And then, now it's still uncertain about the price because nothing has been officially said. I know technically today they said that he's going to postpone the tariffs for another 90 days. Great, but then they're going to deal with this again in 3 months. So that doesn't mean that Nintendo has an answer. That means that it's delayed. And so there won't be an answer until is this tariff going to go or is it not? So I may not have it figured out. I did, however, sign up for and did all the possible chances at winning a Switch 2 from Nintendo Prime, who said he was going to give one away, possibly 2. I know how these things go. I never win anything. So if I do, perfect. I have a surprise birthday present for my wife. If I don't, then we might get the one. It might figure itself out. Or we could have a baby in June, and then I would have nothing, because that's always a possibility. Certain other children decided to show up super early at 26 weeks. I'm not going to name any names. Logan. So I guess that possibility is always there too. Supposed to be having Joseph in August. We're trying to make it to August. It could happen in June. It could literally happen on Switch 2 launch day. In which case, it'd be a happy, sad moment. Mostly because if he shows up that early, that's another 3-month NICU stay. And I'll lose my freaking mind in there. But at least I'll have time to play Switch 1 games that I've put off. Hopefully things don't work that way. And Joseph shows up mid-August. And we figure out how to pay for $600 worth of Switch 2 goodness, hopefully. Hopefully. And, it all works itself out. But We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to think of any like general generic Switch 2 things that I need to say before I start the focused ones. Like I said, I want to do a whole video about uh, my thoughts going forward with game prices and these filler titles known as Switch 2 editions. I would really like to touch on that now, but I'll save that a little bit for you guys for another video. But go over things like that. Go over my opinion on game key cards, which is spoiler alert, not good. Um, just a lot of things as we go forward and before we get to Switch 2. And then if news pops up, I'm going to say now I'm not going to be your Switch 2 news guy. Like if you didn't know something and you see that I put a video up, come join us. I'll go over what it is, but I'm not going to claim that like it's 100% positive because I don't know and I don't have time to do research. But I will cover my opinion on stories that get out there. Definitely say, hey, this definitely seems legit. This sucks for this reason, or this is good for this reason. And, like we could talk about it, and definitely feel free to comment below. Give me your thoughts, whether you agree on things or disagree, and might even bring up certain comments in future videos and just give a rebuttal, right? Like you say, okay, yeah, you're stupid because Hyrule Warriors looks like absolute crap for this, and this, and like, okay, we'll discuss it. We will go into a whole video just for the one trailer that we saw for a game, if that's what you have an issue with. But I will definitely try to get to people who want to discuss. And it doesn't have to you don't have to have an opposing opinion. You can have an agreeing opinion or news that I didn't cover, points that kind of help things, whatever. We'll talk about anything. So, just come back and join me on the next one, and hopefully I can just keep this thing going. It's hard to find time for stuff, so it's not even a release schedule for this thing. I might do one tomorrow, might do one later today, might do one in a week or two. I don't know. I don't know. Just hit the subscribe button and check back with me later. Yeah. I don't have a tagline. I should have a tagline. I came up with a whole little intro, which I'm proud of. I don't have a tagline. Something. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.